What's going on, Savannah? It's Pac-Man Jones for Savannah Seaport News. Now, a Savannah man has admitted that he distributed child pornography from inside the state prison transitional center after serving a sentence for failing to register as a sex offender. Now, Melton Andrew Paget Jr., who ages 47 of Savannah, pled guilty in U.S. District Court to one count of distribution of child pornography, said David H. Estes, acting U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Georgia. The plea subjects Paget to a possible statutory sentence up to 40 years in federal prison, along with substantial financial penalties, followed by a period of supervised release up to 5 years to life. There is no parole in the federal system. Now, quoted by acting U.S. Attorney Estes, this defendant is a shocking example of child predator who shared videos of child exploitation even as his sentence for a previous offense was nearing its end. With our law enforcement partners, we will continue to be vigilant in removing such criminals from our community. Now, as described in court documents and testimony, Georgia Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force in March 2020 received a cyber tip from National Center for Missing and Exploited Children that led investigators to Paget. In his guilty plea, Paget admitted sharing videos of child exploitation through a social media service. At this time, Paget shared these images of child pornography. Paget was completing a state term of imprisonment and was being housed in the Coastal Transitional Center in Savannah. Now, Paget has prior convictions for child molestation and failing to register as a sex offender. Now, what he was charged for back in the day, he was charged for child molestation and aggravated sexual battery in Chattooga County back in 1996. Chattooga County, that's about 6 hours away. I believe that's above Rome, Georgia. And he was locked up for a more recent charge, back in 2014, for failure to register as a sex offender. Now, I didn't know that if you don't do that, you can be sentenced up to 30 years maximum just for not registering as a sex offender. So, yeah, I mean, this guy has pled guilty to actually knowing that he sent sexual images across a social media messaging service. Now, I do have a question. What was that social media messaging service? Was that Facebook? Was that some type of Twitter or some type of Instagram or some type of, I don't know, other social media platform that he was using? And number two, how did he get these images? Did he pay for them? Did he already have these images on file? I mean, it's just so many questions to ask in this. And not only that, but if you're and I do have a question that I'm just ignorant of. If you're in the Coastal Transitional Center, are you allowed to even have a phone? I'm not sure if, you're still in that's a halfway house, put at that. So I'm not sure if people can actually have a phone or not, but if y'all guys that been through that before, let me know if guys can have phones. And if that's the case, then that is a huge error with the law enforcement side. So, this guy is pretty much roasted and done. And pretty much, I don't think he really deserve another chance in the outside community. If you been locked up in 96 and you got out 20 years after that and then catch another charge back in 2014, and then when you're in jail, you're going to do the same thing that you got locked up back in 96. Come on, man. But that's all the news that I have for today. Any other updates about this or any other news topics that I covered about today, I'll let y'all know as well. But that's it. Take care of yourself and stay blessed.